I know we have dropped our gears down on our guards, but
Well, we still have people coming.
yeah, but not we.
tested. Sarasota, Florida. Wow. Well, what you doing there?
My daughter lives in Annapolis, and we've been trying to get her to come. She would love to come here, but she's right now she's in Chicago at a workshop. But she will come.
What did she do?
She does the global public speaking. She'll be in India in 2 weeks.
So she just basically goes around and speaks in public, but not on any specific subject.
Teaches people.
How to speak.
Yeah, she does teaches public speaking.
Oh wow, that's great.
But she wanted to come here, and for some reason or another, she's lived here about a year.
And where did you always live in Florida or
New York.
New York?
And then Connecticut for 40 years.
Pretty much the way they were.
It was very high.
But we moved down in my career.
Oh, so you've actually been in Florida, not just in retirement. Me? 20 years. Well, prior I was in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Prior to that, a couple years in Chicago, and I've never lived in a place longer than I've lived here. I mean, growing up, I lived in, Baltimore, New Orleans, and Chicago, Cincinnati. Like, none of these places have. This is by far the longest I've ever lived in a place. 20 years. I put up 2003. Oh, really? You've ever lived in a place before in your life?
No, you have. You live in Silver Spring.
In the same house?
Yes.
Well,
No.
same
Yeah, I
farm?
live pretty much in Hillendale.
I have.
But Alan, he lived everywhere.
Right.
His dad moved around. Mine same thing.
Right, I moved once with my parents at 8.
Yeah, I.
So 8 years in one place, and then another 10 years in another place, and then
Yeah.
college and graduate school,
I
and
was,
da.
born
But
in the south, but
History of the
one year. That's right. No, so it's like no place have I ever. I know no house better than I know the house I'm
Well,
currently
that's a
in.
good thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you like it here.
Well, I do. I like the people here very much. It's a lovely community, lovely people here. It's not. It has a feel like. So I grew up in the South. It has a feel of the South. New Orleans. Right? It's not like New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans isn't like the rest of the South.
But it's right. But it has a little bit more kind of it's not so sucky. Not kind of
My
like
sister-in-law.
human wise, like it's not doesn't feel like New York, doesn't feel like the Northeast, in any way.
Which is good thing.
Right. Also doesn't feel like the South, but it kind of combines a lot of it. It's just nice people. Although the truth of the matter is that most of the people here, like I know very few people who are actually grew up. It's not like you see that many
Yeah, that's true.
Annapolitans.
From everywhere.
Right? It's like at KI there are a handful for sure.
Yeah.
That's the Orthodox synagogue in town. And that's kind of an old Jewish synagogue, but here
It's a small town.
right. It's like so most people you meet, where are they from? Oh, they're from Northern Virginia, or they're from Baltimore, or they're from New York. A lot of New Yorkers, but Philly. It's Leon Shapiro grew up in that house. Hannah Fluster. I'm not really. Hannah Green, yes, well, she grew up here. But Hannah Fluster, well, she grew up here. In other words, I'm just sitting down for a moment. What time is it? Oh, we got 12 minutes.
How often do they have this,
Whenever the weather's nice in the summer. Yeah, and I mean, also we have to take into consideration the time, like it gets darker. So, we'll probably do this a few more times and then switch back to the inside again. It's just nice to be outside in nature. What's that?
Tomorrow would be good because then you find out.
Oh, really? Yeah.
We made it good today.
We go up to Temple Sinai
Where?
in Sarasota.
Huh.
Jeffrey Bunting
I don't know.
is the rabbi.
Hmm.
And Cliff, he's retired now.
I'm
Our
married.
cousin
Oh.
is the head person.
Huh.
Cliff Abramson.
I don't know either. I mean,
They're nice.
no, I'm sure. I no, and we do know. If we don't know each other, we certainly know of each other. Like, we're kind of. It's a small right. It's not so big. So it's just kind of. I can't explain why. I don't know.
And we belong to UIJ.
Oh yeah. It's a. Where the URJ is a. I think of the URJ much like I think about. Put this on. Take the audio off. Oops. Much like I think about
We got a few more minutes, right? I think so. I am the boss, but we have a few more minutes. So. Yeah, 2 more minutes.
More of these, depending on how you want to use them. It's a compilation of everything.
Of all the things that you ever sent out?
Yes.
Wow, look at that.
I have more in case you put it in your library or whatever.
Okay, thank you. Wow. Nice to see people here. It's very human. I think it's very human out here. All right, let's 7 o'clock. Let's get started. So you got your service packets. By the way, if you're interested in, if you need to use the bathroom, just please be careful of that cord right there. But that door on the right side, the 2 doors on the right hand side, the left side opens up. Just to tell you. But again, please be careful of that cord as you walk. Behind the fig trees. Is that why the figs taste so good? I'm just checking my phone in case someone is saying, "There's can't hear you." Sorry, I got like, so buzz, and unfortunately, or fortunately, it was my family texting each other. But, and I just happened to be part of that group chat, but that's the downside to having a phone, but in case I was getting a text from someone saying like, oh, I can't hear you, can you please? So anyway, we have, our service continues. Again, we're just kind of making our way through this pamphlet, and we're going to continue with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. Well, you're okay. No. This is how we usher Shabbat. How we usher Shabbat with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. Join me. Shall Shabbat and Kiddush. The cup's over there. I think you can trust me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'yahava uvratzon yinchilanu Zikaron lema'aseh bereshit Yom tefilah lemikra kodesh Zecher letziyat Mitzrayim Ki banu v'charta v'yotanu kidashta Mikol ha'amim V'shabbat kodshecha b'yahava u'ratzon yinchatanu Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh haShabbat. Page 2. If you listen, just listen. If you listen, you will hear. You will hear Shabbat descending from her distant place, gently clearing the air of the steady buzz of the mundane, gently inviting you to stillness and gently preparing the space for the arrival of holiness. If you listen, just listen. If you listen, you will hear. You will hear the arrival of luminous wonder, radiance of glory that touches your heart so that love pulses through your veins. Boi chala, hurry, my beloved. It's been a long week since I last gazed at you. So, Lecha Dodi is next, bottom of page 2, and we'll rise for the last verse. Rise for this final verse. Let's remain standing. And we continue with the Baruch Hu, which is on page 3. Ya la 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 la. You can get service right up here in the front if you want it. We're reading on page 3. Rabbi Yehoshua had befriended the powerful Roman Caesar Hadrian, and the two men met regularly to discuss and debate the issues of the day. During one particular conversation, the emperor asked his companion, "Why does the dish you serve on Friday evening have such a pleasing aroma?" "It's because we Jews have a unique spice, which is called Shabbat," the rabbi answered. "We put this seasoning into the dish, and from it our food gets its delicious aroma." "Give me some of that spice," Hadrian demanded. And with a warm smile, Rabbi Yehoshua replied, "It's with regret, O Caesar, that I must inform you that this spice works its special effect only to those who observe Shabbat. But for those who do not keep the day of rest, the spice has no effect at all." Shema. Page 4. Et Adonai Echa b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta baham b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha b'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha uv'shartam leot al yadecha v'ayu letotafot b'neinecha וכתבתם המזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדע בקודש לא תהילות עושה פלא לא תהילות עושה פלא מלכותך ראו בניך בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים זה אלינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. An artist cannot be continually wielding a brush. An artist must stop painting at times to freshen his or her vision. Living is also an art. We dare not become so absorbed in its technical processes that we lose our awareness of its general plan. Sabbath represents those moments when we pause in our brushwork to renew our vision. Having done so, we take ourselves to our painting with a clarified vision and renewed energy. Special song for Shabbat. Beini ubein bnei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam, v'shamru bnei Yisrael, et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת, בדורתם בריתותם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורתם בריתותם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת vaynafash Shabbat vaynafash Yeshavu Bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתו. All right, so the service continues now with the tefillah, which can be found beginning on the bottom of 5 and then continues. And we rise for Adonai Sipatai Tifta. Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu Bimotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Please be seated. The Torah and our tradition are filled with laws and mitzvot which are conditional. We're commanded to say a blessing when the situation arises. If the circumstance does not arise, there's no need to fill it. But regarding the value of peace, we are instructed to seek peace and pursue it. This means we are not only obligated to seek peace in the places that we find ourselves, but also to pursue it in other places as well. Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu Avraham Bechol HaShalom. Ki atahu Avraham Shalom, Shalom Rab Israel Amcha, Tasivim Leolam. Shalom Rab Israel Amcha, Tasivim Leolam. B'tov be'enecha mevarech Amcha Yisrael. בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך, חסידים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך, חסידים לעולם. חסידים לעולם. חסידים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל. Shalom. Right, so this is one of my favorite points of the service, and we're kind of intimate tonight, so we have the capacity to share in a more intimate way, only if you want to. You don't have to, because remember, we're still streaming. But if it's, very intimate, I just won't repeat it because I've got the microphone here. But in the meantime, anything that's joyous that you want to share. If you've got some joy, then just raise your hand. Paul, go ahead. First joy.
Well, I'm very pleased with the volume of accumulated messages to the congregation. Email that you have that I gave some of you. I'm very pleased and it gives me joy to have this available to the congregation.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anybody want to share more joy? Yeah, Laura.
I've got a birthday coming up.
Oh, yeah? When?
On Thursday.
Ooh.
It's kind of a mini milestone. And my son will be coming down from New York for it. He's staying a while.
That is beautiful. Anybody else want to share a little joy? Go ahead, what's your joy?
Our joy
Yeah.
is that Mervyn's grandson is with us today.
Why is it your joy too?
Because I love that kid.
Yeah,
forever.
he's a good kid back there. He's hiding. Can you hear? Other joy? Anybody else want to share?
Another joy outside of what Lauren shared. So for me, it is so special because first I had my son that lives in Florida. Spent first they all came. We went to New York to celebrate my uncle's 100th birthday. We spent 4 days in New York, had a lot of fun. Came back. They spent 3 weeks all together. Which, yes, for a moment I was like a fish. When do you leave? But then it was nice because he would get up and make breakfast, so I didn't have to cook and wait on him. So that was a nice part. And then after he went home, then Ainsley, my granddaughter, stayed for another week. So altogether, that was 5 weeks. And then Amari now, so it's like 6 weeks of having family,
Family.
which is different. So I don't know what to do with myself. Like before he came, it sounded to me like they were next door in the room. And I'm like, am I the only person here? So for me, that is very, very special because I've not had anybody in the house for quite some time like that.
Can you? Can you? Can you? I love it. I love it. Anybody else want to share joy? All right, I got one. My daughter goes away tomorrow to Israel for a month, comes back for a month for high holidays, and then goes back to Israel for a year. I know. So, of course, we love Naval. Of course, we love it when our children care about Israel the same way that we do. And she does. So we're really delighted. Anybody else want to share? Anybody else? All right. Baruch atah Adonai Gamil Chasadim Tovim. We praise you, Adonai, our God, for partnering with us in the many joys in our lives. Amen. Along with the joy is the pain, the struggle. Loved ones of ours are in need of healing and health, and we have a blessing for them called Mi Sheberach. So I will share the words to this blessing, and then halfway through I'll pause and give you a chance to share any name you would like of people who are in need of healing. And I also have a few people I'd like to mention also. And then we'll finish the blessing up and say. So the blessing goes, Mi Sheberach, Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, V'imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Rachel. Those words mean, may the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. V'yivarech v'yirapet kol hacholim shelanu. May God bless and heal all of our loved ones who are in need of healing, especially the ones whom we name at this time. So if you'd like to share a name, just raise your hand. Yeah, go ahead. Say again? Florit Firouz. Thank you. Yeah.
My friends Joe and Phyllis.
Joe and Phyllis. Thank
Reva Kelly.
you. Reva Kelly. Morris Dell. Eric Harris, Mika Rom, Melech Eliezer Ben Yosef, Beth Smith, and Leslie Harris. Anybody else? Mishlach Lahem B'mheira, Refuah Shalema, may God send them speedily a complete recovery. Refuah Nefesh, Refuah Haguf, a healing of body and a healing of spirit. B'toch Sha'ar Cholei Yisrael, amongst all who are in need of healing, with Amar. Amen. And let us say Amen. Join me, Mi Sheberach. Mi Sheberach, Avotenu, Mikol ha'ara ve'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi Sheberach Imotenu, Mikol ha'ara ve'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. All right, let's take a moment and a little bit of calm and peace and silence. Beg your leave, Ali. Ose shalom bimroma. Yase shalom. Aleinu. Ve'ahavot Yisrael. All right, so a quick story, just kind of a sweet story I was thinking about from our tradition, but it's not, it's kind of like a part of the Torah, but also connected with the Midrash. And it's just a beautiful, sweet story about Moses and about the time and the moment in which Moses, the day that we were leaving Egypt with Moses. And so, as he was getting ready to go, he had this moment in which he realized that there was a promise that our people had made, which needed to be fulfilled, and that was a promise to Joseph. Because Joseph, right before he died, said to all of his family members, said, "Look, I don't want to be buried permanently here in Egypt. I want you to bring me my bones back to Israel, to Canaan." And they, as Joseph was dying, they agreed. Of course we would. And so on that night that Moses was about to leave, he remembered that there had been a promise that had been made to Joseph, and that he had to find Joseph's bones. But the problem was, no one knew where they were. Right? So he looked everywhere. He looked in the palaces, because remember, Joseph was the viceroy, second only to Pharaoh. He looked in the palaces, he looked up on the pyramids, he looked everywhere he could not find Joseph's bones. And so what did he do? He went and looked for the oldest person he could find in the Israelite community. And that person was a woman by the name of Serach, S-E-R-A-C-H. But no one has to remember that, unless you want to, of course, then please do. Now, Serach was the daughter of Asher. And she managed, because we're talking about, 275 years of slavery, she lived that long because Asher was Joseph's brother. So she was Joseph's niece, and she was still alive, but very old. And Moses found her, and he said to Sarah, "You may be the only person who knows. Where is Joseph?" And she pointed to the Nile River. And she said, "He's in there." And when she pointed to the Nile, all of a sudden so many memories kind of came back to Moses about how he had, not the very fact that he had turned the Nile River to blood just, a little short while earlier, but also about how he had been placed into the Nile in a basket by his mother and his sister and sent, and how he, found himself safe in the hands of Pharaoh's daughter. And so the Nile kind of brought back memories for him. But he said to Sarah, "Why? Why did you throw Joseph's bones into the water, into the Nile?" And she said, "Because we were going to go through a terrible trial and trauma. And we wanted the bones of Joseph to sweeten the waters for us as we were experiencing the bitterness of slavery." And so Moses went to the banks of the Nile. He raised his hands and he said, "Joseph, the time has come. because what they had done is placed weights onto the coffin, and it fell all the way into the ossuary, and it fell to the bottom of the Nile. And Moses certainly didn't have the capacity to go swimming and looking. He said, Joseph, the time has come. And what do you know? At that point, the ossuary holding the bones came floating from the bottom of the river. Again, this is the Midrash. And he came out onto dry land. And he thanked Sarah. And the legend has it that when we went through the wilderness for those 40 years of the wilderness, that we went with 2 boxes. One which was holding the 10 Commandments, and the other one which was holding the bones of the person who kept those commandments in the most difficult of circumstances, living in Egypt alone. But and the legend goes further to say that that Moses was the one who carried the box of Joseph's bones alone the whole time. Others interpret and say, no, that the people all argued and fought over who had the honor of being able to carry Joseph's bones back. And still another interpretation of the story says that not only did we carry Joseph's bones out of Egypt, but we went back and carried all of our ancestors' bones out of Egypt. And I think about that story just because I think about how, our people have bones and ashes kind of scattered in many rivers and in many places across the world. But still the memory of them and what they did continues to sweeten the waters for us, just like Moses' bones did for the Israelites in Egypt. So let's continue with our service. We're on page 8, and I'd like to invite you to rise for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגאור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. You may be seated. All right, so at this moment, of course, is also a moment of sacred memory. Loved ones of ours are no longer with us. And so we have special words that we say for them and in their memory. And they are, of course, the Kaddish. And so I would like to share first 3 names of people who have passed away quite recently. We're in the period of Shloshim, the 30 days of intensive mourning. And that's for Susie Bunn, the niece of Mary Ann Fry, along with Jeffrey Tobin, father of Julie Sindler, and Roger Levy, father of Erica Lungelhofer. And we also remember at this time these loved ones whose yahrzeits occur on this Shabbat. We remember lovingly Arthur Schwartz, Sophie Greenspan, Evelyn Lauber, Benjamin Harmon Weiss, Jenny Feldman, Philip Dwoskin, Fritzie Keshen, Max Lewis Jeweler, and Elena Sherry. And so in gratitude for their lives and linking their names with the rest of our loved ones, we remember them now with the words of our mourner's prayer, which is called the Kaddish. And if it's your custom, you are welcome to please rise. If not, you're welcome to remain seated. So the Kaddish, page 8. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah bi'amad yivrach rutei v'yanlich malchutei v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei dechal beit Yisrael ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei amaya yiparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiram b'yama v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, huyaseh shalom, aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort every bereaved heart. Please be seated. Okay. Our service is coming to a close. Thank you so much for being here. Let me share with you a handful of announcements before we do Motzi and a closing song. And no oneg tonight, but till next week, here, I don't even know if I'd call it an oneg. It's a dinner. Next week is our Shabarbecue. Yeah, Shabarbecue. Good job, Tracy Greenberg, for coming up with that awesome name. So yeah, that's next week. It's an early service, 6:30, followed by more live music. Tom and Chris and others are going to be here playing not Jewish music. Not to say that there's any problem with Jewish music, but you get my point. It's going to be, once services are over, they're going to kick in with some just good old-fashioned fun music that you may recognize. So if you want to come, you're welcome to come no matter what, but if you want to eat, all you have to do is RSVP. There's no charge. You're welcome to make a voluntary contribution if you want to, but we're having burgers and hot dogs and other types of stuff here for the Shabarbecue. Just make sure you RSVP. Also, please keep an eye on our calendar for the weekly Shabbat service times. It moves around a little bit during the summer. So keep an eye on the email, the weekly email, or the website. And by the way, if you do not get our weekly email, shame on you. Call immediately Monday and get on our weekly email. The Oneg Shabbat resumes on the 18th. All members, we ask everyone to do it once. Parents' night out. Woo. So for those of you who are parents and you'd like a little break from your kids, we offer Thursdays, next two Thursdays. No, excuse me. This Sunday, next Thursday, this Thursday, this Saturday, Thursday, Saturday. 3 more times. Okay. Slichot, September 9th at 6:30. The movie we're going to be watching is A Man Called Otto. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. And then afterwards, the Slichot service with Nashira. The Bloodmobiles come in. Please sign up to give blood. Membership renewal, religious school packets registration continues. And finally, the high holidays. Rosh Hashanah is in 4.5 weeks, or no, 5 weeks. 5 weeks from today. So, yeah. Woo. It's exciting. All right. So let's conclude with Motzi, and then my favorite, Shir HaMalchus. So Motzi. One more announcement. Don't worry if you already went coming here kind of already did this. It's all good, but just asking, when you leave tonight, if you can leave coming to the closer side of the parking lot, so I know some cars are parked over there. It's fine, but pull through and come out the in-way, if that makes sense what I'm describing. And that's just because of the two sides, the farther side was paved or tarred more recently. So the closer side was done a day earlier. So don't worry again if you say, "Oh my God, I already drove on it." It's fine, but just staying on the way out, just come out and go out the in way, as opposed to pull through or whatever. You get my everyone okay with this? Don't worry if it was on the way in, it was a problem. Okay. Hold on, let's get the right. There we go. All right, so this is Shir Amalot, and I know you certainly can sing at least the chorus with me. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, one more time, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shir Hamalot, Shivas Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all so much for being here. Shabbat Shalom. And anyone who is watching on stream, welcome. Shabbat Shalom. And thanks for being here as well. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat I'm turning this